Hello, world. This is CuzTheInternet podcast. I'm your host, Trey.
And I'm Zay. Let's get into it. Um, your boy, Steve
Hmm.
Harvey.
Um,
He's made it in the news, the headlines, Black
yeah,
Twitter, Black Instagram, Black Internet,
yeah,
because of
yeah.
the internet.
Cuz of the
Um, yeah, so
mm,
basically he says women and men cannot be friends.
mm,
99.9% of the time, men want more from women. If they gave the opportunity, the man would take it.
mm.
So people agree with him, people disagree with him. I want to know what you think. Do you think men and women can be friends?
All right. Okay. Okay. So that's a loaded question because
Hmm.
I think men and women can be friends, but I think what he was trying to say is that there is at least there was in the relationship at some point in time there was always an underlying interest. So that whether it was in the beginning you guys started hanging out and whether it was on his mind or her mind, thought like, am I does she can we, whether it passed in that moment or not, there was something that was there. Or again, like what he was saying, if a man, because, and what part I didn't agree with was that he just said men, given, I think women too, equal. I
Hmm.
think either or it can happen, but if the person has an opportunity, there it might cross their mind if they're in a position to take advantage of that opportunity, man or woman.
Hmm.
So I think what he was saying is just to have a straight up friend, not wanting anything from you, not there not being any type of a chance of anything more. I agree with him. It's difficult because the fact is, under the right circumstances, something might be able to happen. And
Is it the right circumstances or the wrong circumstances?
well, it depends on who you ask. Well, there you go. So, under the right or wrong circumstances, something might be able to happen. So, by I'm assuming his definition, they can never be just genuinely 100% platonic friends. It either might have started out as interest, or might end as interest, or there might just always be an underlying thing there that both respect each other and respect each other's relationships, that they never choose to cross it, but that might not mean that it's not there. So I tend to agree with him more, but the part that I don't agree with is the fact that he's saying just men. I think men and women. It really doesn't matter who. But how about you? How do you feel about that?
I don't agree with him.
No?
I don't at all. Now, I know it's possible it can happen, but he's saying in his relationship, he has no female friends, she has no male friends. And he can't have female friends because basically, if she gave him the opportunity, I guess he'd take it. He said it without saying it. I don't want to put words in his mouth.
That's what I'm
We'll
saying.
just take it back,
Okay.
retract it. So he was just saying he doesn't have any, and he gave a bunch of looks and said whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. But that's you. You can't speak for everybody.
That's true.
So you may be like the people you roll with, the people you may see those people in that circle doing
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that, and you're like, yeah, nah. The people I know, it can't happen. But because you don't know every person in the whole entire world, you can't speak for everybody.
Well, yes.
So this is
Go
why
ahead.
I'm saying I don't agree with him. I'm
Okay.
saying, okay, so there are the cases where you meet somebody and you're like, oh, they're attractive. But for whatever reason, you guys don't hook up. And then after a while, it's just like, oh no, they're a cool person. And it's really just that. They're
Yeah.
cool people. And you guys may flirt here and there. But if push came to shove, you'd probably, I'm not even talking about you in a relationship right now. I'm just talking about you single, meet. No, I'm not talking about us
No,
together.
bro,
Obviously, yeah,
bro.
that's incest. Yeah.
It's okay.
But I'm just saying, you you're single. You meet somebody and you're like, oh, she's cute. But then
Yeah.
after a while, you're like, oh, yo, she's cool people. And it's just that. You're not thinking anything more of it. Even if she came out to you like, oh my gosh, my boyfriend just broke up with me and this and that. I'm feeling so vulnerable. You'd be like, don't worry about it. It'll be cool. Like,
Yeah.
you will do something like that. Now, I'm not saying all time, all day, every day you do it. There'll be times where you'd be like, okay, maybe. And I'm not saying he is wrong for saying it can't happen. I'm just
Okay.
saying it's not all the time and it's not all your friends. Like,
Okay.
at the end of the day, okay. So
Mm-hmm.
now, you being a grown man now,
Mm-hmm.
pretend you're not married.
Yeah.
You're walking down the street and you see a girl. Oh, hey, what's up? How you doing? Da 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 da. I got a man. So can't we just be friends? Obviously, you don't really want to be her friend. You really are trying to get in there any way you can.
Mm-hmm.
Now, scenario B. You go to work. You meet people.
Yeah.
And now you're cool with all these people. Ha ha ha. You crack jokes, this and that. After work, you guys go out, have a drink, this and that. And you guys become cool like that. So there's never any intention for anything. It's just they're cool people. Like, yo, you good? This and that. Oh, like they'll
Mm-hmm.
come to work. Oh my gosh, this happened. Oh man, that sucks. Oh, yo, you want to go for a drink? You want to go talk? We'll just go eat. And it's really that. So
Yeah.
this is why I can't say I agree with him. I'm
Okay.
saying men and women can be friends. There are different circumstances. It's not always, oh, I meet her and I want her, like, or I meet him and I want him.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it starts off that way, it can end where it's like, yeah, no, they're cool people. Like, at first, maybe I wanted it, but no, I don't want it anymore. Like, not like that. Like, I respect
Okay.
them too much to ruin the friendship or anything. So I'm not saying
So,
that, once
okay.
again, I'm not saying that those feelings can't be there and people don't have those feelings.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that men and women cannot be friends. They can be friends.
Men and women can, but you've seen that what happen before, right? That little prank thing where a boyfriend will be standing beside his girlfriend
Yeah,
and be like, "Call your closest guy friend and tell him you want it right
yeah.
now." And whether those are rigged or not rigged, I believe a lot of them because
Mm-hmm.
it's realistic. And I'm not saying, and a lot of times, friends, like guys and girls, are willing to play the friendship role, but the opportunity comes, they'll still be there as a friend, but they are still sexual beings and they would cross that
Mm-hmm.
line. And I think that's again where he was trying to go with it. That at the end of the day, people, it's not that they don't respect the friendship or they wouldn't continue to be friends, but they'd still be willing to cross that line with the person.
So, along the lines of what we were talking about, do you think friendship dates, making that the new normal, like you go out with the friend of the opposite sex and you guys just go out for brunch, lunch, dinner, grab a movie or whatever, and it's just straight platonic friendship and that's what it is? Like, do you think that could
No,
be a thing? We can
no,
normalize it?
no.
No?
I don't think it should be the new normal because it should already be normal. Like
Mm,
now, if you put an emphasis on it, I think that's when it becomes awkward and weird
weird.
and crossing
Yeah.
lines. Like it's you hang out with your friend, like yo, let's go grab something to eat. That's how it should be. If it's a platonic
Mm,
friendship, you're not supposed to look at their sexual, like what they are,
yeah.
their gender. It's supposed to be just like yo, me and whoever is gonna go out and grab a burger. Me and whoever is gonna go watch a movie. Now
Yeah.
it shouldn't be like, hey, I know that you like men, but would you like
And
to
I'm a
go?
man, the
And I'm a
manliest
man,
of them.
but
So,
exactly.
would
But
you like to grab a drink and come back to my place later?
please, and
Just to watch Netflix.
just add the chill, but not in that way, right? So like I don't know. So I think that it would actually give it too much power and make it
Yeah,
awkward. Like the whole point is that if you want a platonic friendship, it's supposed to be 100%. I'm just seeing you as my friend.
exactly.
So yeah, how do you feel
No, I
about it?
agree with you. No, I agree
Yeah.
with you. Because I mean, saying it, I was just like, that's weird. Because, like you said, if you already do it with your friend, or that should be something you already do, why do you have to normalize it? It's already normal.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree with you. So, eating hierarchy. Who eats first in the house? Is it your partner or the children? Now, somebody put up a post that says, no child should receive a plate before the man of the house. Let's argue. What do you feel about that?
All right. So, old school way of thinking, right? Old school way of thinking, that is the truth. And I want to be specific on this. The post says no child should
Child
receive a
should,
plate Yeah, that doesn't mean
before
no
the law of
child
the house.
should eat before it's receive a plate. No, but for real, that's the whole point of the concept. People, I think, a lot of times get it misconstrued. It's about you. He's the one. He's the bread. Again, this is old school, and I'm not saying I even agree with it. I'm just giving you the right because a lot of modern day people have taken this whole concept and totally switched it
No, just
over.
like you know exactly what Steve Harvey or Harvey was thinking. You know exactly what these people meant. No, go on, go on. I'm listening.
No, but I'm being for real. Like that's the concept. The concept isn't the man of the house eats first. It's the man of the house gets his plate first. And that's the thing. So give him and then everybody else. It's more of just a respect thing. Like, you know, giving him his respect, saying, hey, thank you for providing. And that's the basically the origin of it. Now, again, now that modern day, it's gone into the concept of people thinking it means, hey, the man of the house eats and then you give the kids whatever's left. Not necessarily true. But do I agree with it? No. How what I believe is that kids eat, women eat, then I eat. If there's not enough, I go hungry. That's just my mentality. That's my concept. So I don't agree in the new way of thinking that how it should work, like about man eating first and then kids eat after. No, kids eat first, make sure that they're good. The wife eats first, make sure she's good, and then I would eat. So no, I don't agree with that hierarchy in the way a lot of people believe it's meant to be. How
Yeah,
about you?
I don't believe it either.
Mm.
I don't agree with it. I mean, I can't even say I understand where they're coming from. Like, I mean, it's an old school way of thinking, but no, children should definitely eat first. Like, it's like
Yeah,
if a ship is sinking,
yeah,
children, women first,
yeah,
then men. Like, it's like, nah, let them eat first. I'll be fine. I'll figure it out.
yeah.
Like, if I have to touch, if I have to eat the whole slices of the bread
Oh, okay.
to make a sandwich,
The what slices?
the whole slices.
The whole slices. Okay.
Yeah, everybody touches it, but nobody wants it. Like, just all right, cool. I gotta make a sandwich with it. Okay, cool. Here you go.
I got you.
So that's it. That's really it. Like,
Yeah, and I agree. I agree with that.
and then also like I know back in the day it used to be like the biggest piece of meat goes to the
The
father,
man
the
of the
husband,
house. Yeah.
the man exactly, and then everything else. But the way it is now, it's like, yo, you hungry? Okay, the kid will get the biggest piece, or
Yeah.
the woman will get the bigger piece.
Yeah.
I'll take the wing.
Yeah.
I'm like,
No,
all right,
and I
I'll deal
fully
with it.
agree. And that's the way in my mind it should always be, right?
Mm,
But it was a different time back then. And
yeah,
again,
because in their mind, they were working hard. They were working like 2, 3 jobs, and they
exactly.
need to be
For what
energized and fueled
exactly,
and
and for two, it's just about it was really about just showing
respect.
respect and appreciation. And I
Yeah,
know it should always be the whole family. You
yeah,
respect your kids, respect your wife. Agree, but I'm just saying that's how it was back then. And again, I just want to point this out. It's not always the man eats before the kids because you're all sitting around the table. It's just the man gets his plate first,
mm,
and that's general concept of that, and which I don't necessarily have a problem with that ideology, like with that kind of thought of him just gets he gets his plate first, but everybody else still gets their plate. It's just that he gets his
yeah,
first. I don't have a problem with that. It's the if the kids are hungry and the man's eating, I have a problem with that. Like no, kids eat
yeah.
first, wife eats first, the man figures it out. That's how I see it.
How do the kids eat first and the wife eats first?
What do
There
you
can only
mean?
be one first. You
They
said
could.
kids eat first and wife eats first. Do that again.
I just see. You didn't think about it.
Speaking of food, stuff like that,
Yeah.
I don't know who needs to hear this,
Hmm.
but what is with this trend of doing nastiness with food? I'll explain.
Okay.
There was a recent video of a woman. Maybe she thought she was in prison. I don't know, and making Merlot in the toilet.
Put all the ice in there. Then you have your sherbet here.
Yeah, do it.
Just pop that in. Candies in there.
Perfect.
Really mush it around.
Excellent stuff.
Yeah, so then you're going to grab your punch.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And you're just going to start loading up this tank back here.
But she stuffed the toilet, then put ice in it, put sherbet, whatever ice cream in it, mixed juice in it, poured like juice in the back of the tank, and then served it to people. Now, I don't care how clean your toilet is. I don't care if it's a brand new toilet you just bought from the store, you put in, and then you did that. Like, why are people doing this? Like, I don't understand it. It's not cool. It's not right. Like, and this is why a lot of people don't eat from people. Like, there's that. A couple months back, the counter taco. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember the counter taco.
I seen a post where somebody made, it was macaroni salad or potato salad in the sink, directly in the sink. Why would you make it directly in the sink? I don't know, but whatever. And then putting raisins in the potato salad.
Yeah, that's. They're trying to poison us.
Why?
Yeah,
I get maybe they're doing this because they want somebody to. They want to go viral. I don't know. I really can't explain it, but I don't understand. Like, okay, you have money. You have to have money because you bought all this ice cream and juice and ice and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have just bought a bucket. Go to the dollar store, buy a jug, and mix it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain it to me? What's going on? What's wrong with people?
Okay. I see you heard me. I listen. I can't explain it to you. Okay, you asked me the wrong question. Can I explain? No, I can't explain it to you. Okay, I'm not making toilet juice over here. I don't know. But the thing is, it's mad nasty, bro. Like I seen the toilet one, man. And what was messed up about it, I don't know if it was just for the show or not, but how they showed it was her friends and people didn't know that she's like, it tastes good, huh? Come with me. She poisoned you, bro. She legit poisoned you. I don't care how clean that toilet is. There's nothing cleaner. There's nothing to clean it.
Okay, I have a question though. Like this is a real question. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not gonna know the answer. Why did she stuff the toilet, put all the stuff in, but then pour the juice down the back? Like,
again, she poisoned you. You have the right to defend yourself, B. You have the right to defend yourself, man. So I'm assuming this was all just for show and a prank because everyone just like, ooh. Come on. I know everybody of every different race, and every single person I know would not just be so, oh, what are you doing? They would have snapped, bro. I don't know one person that just would have just walked away and been like, you're so crazy, making me drink doo-doo. So no.
yeah.
But either way, so no, mad dirty. Now,
once again,
what I wanted to talk to you about is you threw out all these messed up, nasty, dirty stuff, and then you threw out raisins in the potato salad like that's a part of the poison, yo. You're just like, and then raisins in the potato salad.
Why would you put like? Okay, like I even saw one where she made a popcorn salad. Popcorn salad. So there were no greens. It was just popcorn. So she mixed like the ranch and all that stuff and everything, and it was just like I was like, "This wet popcorn." Like I understand there's the seasoning that you can put on popcorn, but it's still dry and it'll crunch. But it's
that's for likes. That's just straight up for likes, man. That's likes and views, bro.
I think all this is for likes and views, and this brings me back to the point where we're talking about like people do things because they want the likes on the internet.
Yeah, that's true.
Like people really have no morals or scruples. Like, why would you like? It's not that serious. Like, okay, you go viral from this video, okay?
Yeah.
And now people are expecting you to do things all the time. So when does it stop? Like people will continue to do stupidness and crazy things until they pull out a knife and they try to rob somebody, quote unquote, and get shot. Like
exactly. No, you're right. You're right, bro. No, it's disturbing, bro. But again, if somebody's just doing nastiness for themselves, like I have no problem with that. Like, hey, if that gets you views, I'm not gonna watch it. Again, it's just low end, you know what I mean? Brain
Yeah,
cell burning stuff. I'm not gonna watch it. But then when you're starting to do pranks or do different things to people like that aren't within the realm
yeah.
of funny and jokes, like really just nasty, that's when I'd have a problem with it. So again, I'm not for it. Mad disgusting. Like woman should have been arrested. I'm being for real. Like you might think I'm joking
Hmm.
about everything I'm saying, but if it's
No, I
real,
agree.
she legit should have been arrested. And no, just some nastiness, yeah. Can't really say much about it. Just nasty behavior, yeah.
I have a question for you,
Yeah.
and this is off topic. Suppose you go to the bathroom, okay?
Hmm.
Suppose, okay. Suppose your chain. You have a chain,
Yes.
and the latch is kind of loose. So
Yeah.
you're always iffy, and you're always checking it, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You go to the bathroom. After you're done using the bathroom, your chain slips off, falls in the
Yeah.
toilet. What do you do?
Let's see, that's messed up, but you gotta get it. Like what did I do in the
And
toilet?
see, suppose it is the number two.
Oof. That's a hard one. Like you just want to throw it all away, man. But you'd have to think about it. You'd have to, and you'd have to ask someone for a hanger and a plastic bag, and like just ah, you can't do nothing else. You can't do
I know
nothing
what you're saying.
else.
I really do.
You
And
can't.
I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? So
Yeah.
I asked this because the other day, like my bracelet, the
Hmm.
latch has been loose.
Yeah.
And every so often I'll wear it. Okay, cool, cool, cool. And then it falls off. So I'm like, okay, man. So I put it back on. Okay, cool. Put it back
Hmm.
on. I'm like, suppose I use the bathroom and say I'm going to wipe and it falls off.
Mm.
I was like, I know in my heart of hearts I should get it. But there's also a part of me that's like, you know what? It's lost.
That's
I'm
it.
never gonna see it again. Ah, sorry. Like,
I
I
know,
don't know.
bruh. You gotta do what you gotta do. I know it's mad disgusting, and there's no way you can think about it. You get a hanger, you get a plastic bag, click, like, boom. Then you bring it outside, and you take the what you call it, the water hose, man. And I'm just thinking of a different scenario. You can't do that now.
Yeah.
If you did that in the house, anywhere, bro. Dude, imagine like Trey, what's that smell? I'm like nothing, my chain, my chain. Nah, man.
But yeah, no, I get it. But man, I'd want to throw it all away. I think, nope, flush.
Yeah,
I lost it, man. I
understandable.
couldn't get it. I couldn't save it.
Couldn't save it, man. God didn't want me to have it. He didn't want me to have it. I just
If you wanted me to have it, the latch would have been strong.
belongs to the rats now. Belongs to the rats.
With all this being said,
Mhm.
imagine somebody making you a drink out of the toilet. I don't even want to get my stuff out of the toilet, and you're going to feed me a
Exactly.
drink, and I'm going to drink it? Now for the segment. Tales from the internet. All right. So it goes. You're crazy. A man cheated on his wife. A man cheated on his wife, and the wife cheated back for revenge. Unfortunately, she got pregnant for the other man. Who broke the family?
Okay, that's a foolish question. My honest opinion is they both did. Because I always say you can't make one person's actions dictate your morals or principles. So whether he cheated or not, if that's not what she was into or willing to do, whatever he did should not change the person you are. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, they both did. But if we're really saying who did what first, he clearly broke it. Like the valley, like he broke the bond first. Now, yeah, but overall, I say they both. They're both responsible for their own actions. So no, I'd actually give it to both of them. How about you?
Well, so I read it, and I read it again, and I even read it a third time.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, is the family really broken though? And this is where I'm getting with it.
Yeah.
Okay, we know it's happened. It's happened in real life.
Yeah.
That's why Maury and Jerry Springer are in business, because people keep doing it and they keep staying with the person and they have to keep going for maternity tests.
100%.
So people stay with people, not
Yeah.
knowing or even knowing.
Yeah.
So who's to say that this relationship is done because you got pregnant for somebody else and had a kid? Ignorance is bliss. Maybe he's just like, you know what? I cheat on you, you cheat on me, we work past it. I don't care if this child is or isn't mine. At the end of the day, you're still like, we are still together till death do us part. It is what it is. Now, I'm just saying, hey, this is what, but I mean, if I want to get technical about it, I mean, he definitely
Broke the bond first.
broke the family first.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he broke it first, but I mean, if they're both doing their dirt, then I mean, they both should be grown enough to get over it, or, I mean, why are you sticking there if you're going to do stupidness like this?
See, but the only issue I could say that he might have a leg to stand on is unprotected sex. Now,
Maybe the condom broke.
and that's very possible, but I'm just saying, if the case, at any case, I'm just saying that could be his issue. The fact that you were doing whatever you were doing, I didn't question, didn't ask, but now you could have put my life in danger. Luckily, you're having a kid, but it could have been worse. When I was out there, I was at least taking all precautions. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying that could be his only leg to stand on. He violated first. He's in the wrong. But I'm just saying, I could, if his reason for leaving is because she cheated, it makes no sense. If his reason for leaving is because she's having a baby by someone else, it does make sense, because at that point you could feel as though the person still played Russian roulette, even though you played Russian roulette. Because again, condoms aren't 100%. But I'm just saying, if he asked her, we're all speaking yes, but if he asked her, did you use a condom? She said no. I could see why he'd feel like, all right, you're playing Russian roulette with my life, and be out. Relationship away. Realistically, they both just need to shoot that relationship away.
It says, men, if DNA confirms the baby is not yours, it doesn't change the fact that you must take responsibility of the baby. Women go through a lot in marriages, and women deserve better.
You know what I say at this moment in time?
Of course. Of
We
course.
all know a woman wrote
Yeah,
this.
yeah, of course. Definitely is.
Bro, and you can't make sense out of nonsense, bro.
Yeah. I had to read it like maybe 3-4 times because I was like, I don't understand what you're trying to say. And then I was like, okay, no. I understood what you were trying to say, but no, I don't agree.
There's no logic to it at all. We go through a lot, so we could cheat on you, have babies, and you need to deal with it because we go through a lot. Makes no sense.
I take back what I said, because you said you know who wrote it. I was like, yeah. I was like, no, it's not. It was actually, but no. It was actually, but I was like,
it's a fake account.
Obviously, like, you know what? I mean, I'm just saying.
I'm telling you, it's a fake account. A woman wrote that, and again, they try to push these crazy narratives of what a real man should do and how they perceive a man and what a real man should. Listen, just like if a man has a baby out of wedlock, if the woman chooses to stay with him, but out of their marriage, not out of wedlock, but out of their marriage, if the woman chooses to stay with him, by all means, respect, power, but you shouldn't feel obligated to stay with somebody that betrayed you. And it's the same thing with a man and a woman. If she betrayed your trust, your relationship, or your vows, you shouldn't feel obligated. If you choose to, much respect, that's your choice. But nobody should force you or say that hey, she goes through a lot of stress in her life and she's a woman, she fights strong, so you need to stay with her because she's breaking promises and agreements. Nah, bro. It's nonsense. And I think a woman wrote that just because, again, and I'm pulling the Steve Harvey. 99.9% of men that I've met would never at least come to that conclusion from her points or the logic she was trying to bring to it. It's one thing if you come to that conclusion, fine, but her points just made no sense. Just women go through a
No,
lot,
it really didn't.
so and that's
So
why
if the DNA test comes back, and I was like, but that doesn't have to do anything with it going through a
exactly.
lot. Like, okay, so she was going through a lot, so she decided she was going to cheat on me and have a baby out of wedlock,
Add more
and
to her
then
table, like add more to it,
yeah. So I was like,
basically.
no, that doesn't make any sense. Like,
Nah,
I understand she can go through a lot, and that's definitely understandable, but that
nah.
doesn't give, like, that's not an excuse.
A woman wrote that, bro. A woman wrote that, man. You ain't tricking us, ladies. You're not tricking us. While we have this platform, we gonna call you out, man. Stop making these fake
Don't say
pages
we.
and
Don't
throwing this
say
out.
we.
Me and Zay. Me and Zay ain't playing this no more, all right? Stop trying to get stop coming at us with all this nonsense, yo. Holla at us. We in these streets, all right?
No, on a serious note. Okay, so I don't know if you saw the video with the hotel employee that like lost it, like mental breakdown.
Yes.
Computer because you all made a mistake?
Not really, no.
So you want to get mad and hit the computer because you made a mistake? Because your company made a mistake? You want to take it out on me?
I'm not taking it out on you.
So why did you get mad and hit the computer? Why did you get mad and hit the computer?
Because I have met.
I'm sure you on camera, right?
Yeah, I am.
I'm sure you on camera. So this is the type of people they have working here.
I gotta go, man. I gotta go. You ruined my life. You ruined my whole life, man.
Wow. You gotta be kidding me. Wow.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. I seen it, and the whole time, like I was cringing. Like I was like, oh my gosh, and not because I thought it was stupid, funny, nothing. I felt so bad for him.
Hmm.
And this is like, I saw another video, okay, of a woman in the store, and she's having a mental breakdown. She's just losing it. She's saying she's losing it, this and that, blah blah blah. So I'm gonna explain the hotel one first.
Okay.
So he's at the front desk, and now the people come to check in, check out. I don't know what they're doing, but they're at the front desk because there's an issue with whatever they booked. So now I guess he punched the computer screen before they started recording. And now he was a white male. They were black, African American. So they pulled out their phone and started recording it. Now I understand in this time and climate why people are pulling out their phones, because hey, they don't want to get in trouble. They want everything on recording. So I understand and I get it, because this way nobody can't turn around and say they did something that they didn't do, or vice versa. Now he is there, and I don't want to say they're antagonizing him, but kind of like they're like, oh, you messed up the thing, and why'd you punch the screen? Oh, now you're gonna act like whatever. Da, da, da. I'm like, okay, you already see he like, you know what? People are different. I can't say they seen that he was already having like a bad day. He punched the screen. Like, I don't know. Like, okay, for somebody who's worked in retail, worked in the bank, like having to deal with like you being frontline, working with people. Now, we all know ish falls down. So your boss's boss's boss tells your boss's boss to tell your bosses, to tell you, like to tell your manager, to tell your supervisor, to tell you, this is what you have to do. Now you're following those guidelines and those rules. You know they don't make any sense, but you're like, this is what they said I have to do. So you're just following their directions, their order. Now people get mad at you because you're the one representing the whole company. So they're not happy with whatever is happening, so they take it out on you.
Yeah.
because you're the person that they can get to. So they take it out on you, they curse you, they yell at you, they whatever they do. Okay, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But at some point, like, there's only so much people can take. But with all that being said, going back to this scenario, in this case, it's like they were antagonizing him, and then he just started banging his head on the screen, punching the screen, and he started bawling. And he was like, "You ruined my day. You ruined my life." And he walked away, and he was sobbing, like crying. And they're still recording him. Like, okay, cool. I don't have an issue with them recording him because, like I said, in this climate that we're living in right now, you need evidence for everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to record him, you're going to record him. But at the end of the day, nothing happened from it. Okay? So it's not to say he turned around and he lunged after you and you feared for your life and you're like, okay, look at all these people. This is what they're doing to us and this and that. He did nothing. He had a nervous breakdown and cried. Mm-hmm. Why post it? There was no need to post it.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's just my opinion. I don't think they should have posted it because nothing happened.
Yeah.
Nothing happened from it. You could have been upset with the hotel, and I get it. But there's ways to deal with it.
Yeah.
You posting him on the internet saying, "Oh, he got upset with us because he messed up and this and that." No, it was the hotel that messed up.
Yeah.
He's just the front man, the man who has to take everything. So now there's another situation. This lady, she went to a supermarket, and now she's having a nervous breakdown. And she's just talking to herself, and people are recording her. And once again, I understand why people are recording, because there are times where people have mental issues and they'll do like random things, like the one black dude who was inside of Starbucks where the girl was staring at him, and then he's like, okay. And then she comes inside and she's like, get out. And he's like, okay, well, I'm here. I bought my stuff. Like, can you please move from me? And she's just in his face. So he recorded it to be like, as you can see, I'm here minding my business. She's approaching me. She's antagonizing me. And I get it. She's in the supermarket and she's losing it. She's losing it. She's complaining. She's losing it. She's losing it. And she starts escalating. And then finally, the cashier comes around the cashier and was like, do you want a hug? And she was like, I would appreciate that. And she hugged her. And she hugged her and consoled her. And she's like, thank you. Like, this is very comforting. Like, she's like, I'm going through a lot and this and that. And I appreciated that a lot.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I'm not saying race has anything to do with it, but they were both white females. So once again, I don't think race has anything to do with it, but I'm just saying, I think Black people are more apprehensive to hug a stranger with mental health and stuff like that because they don't know what can happen from, like I said, the recent series of events. It can be perceived as you may have attacked them, you may have touched them, and something happened. So they just stay back to protect themselves. But anyways, it's neither here nor there. I appreciated what she did. She saw she was having a mental breakdown. She came, hugged her, consoled her, and calmed her down. Now, the people who are just sitting around recording, like, that's another thing that bothers me, because I'm like, why, like, everything is not for WorldStar. Like, this is real life. We're going through a pandemonium. People are losing their jobs, their minds, their loved ones, their spouses, their houses, everything. You don't know what people are going through. So for you to sit there and antagonize people, like, they didn't have to post it. They could have been like, you know what? He's having a bad day. Like, I feel like I'm just at a loss for words, man. Like, I'm sorry, but it really did bother me. Like, it really got me to my core. Like, I was like, you can see the man is losing his mind. Like,
yeah,
you know what? At the end of the day, nothing that is going on, like, can't be resolved. But you see he's going through something, just, okay, you know what? This is not even important right now. Like, let's make sure you're fine. Like, you know what? I didn't mean to do this. Let's talk. Like, what's going on? Like, be human.
Okay, I get you. Listen, okay, so I get everything you're saying, right? Now, I agree with you. For one, it should never have been leaked on the internet for the world to see. So that alone messed up. I fully agree with that. But the thing that I'm just giving you a different aspect or a different thing, because like you said, as far as taping, that's something that kind of has to be done nowadays, especially when there's any sort of conflict. You need to make sure that, the story matches up with what you're saying. The video matches up with what you're saying. So that's its own argument right there. But with this specific situation, like, it should be common knowledge that people do have breakdowns, that mental health is a big problem, that we need to understand the signs of someone having a breakdown. Because even though you are saying the people that were taking the footage of the man having the breakdown, they probably did not know what he was going through. Um, it's easy to say, but if we don't know how it started, right? So if you started off in a shouting match with somebody, figure it out, da, da, da. The next thing you know, they start punching a screen. Automatically, you're thinking that there's some issue with you and him. You're not at that moment thinking like, hey, let me help you with it. No, you're thinking like, yo, what's the word? What's happening right now? In which they should be able to see it. The world, people should be able to see the difference between someone being aggressive and someone just not being able to cope with a situation. So that's why I'm still giving them a little bit of space on it, because at that moment, it it seemed like they were having a dispute, and then it seemed like he had snapped, and it's even though he snapped, they're still in the dispute mindset of, yo, what's going on? And then he boom, boom, boom. Then he's like, starts hitting his head on the computer, on the screen. And then they're still like, yo, what's going on? Why are you doing that? Da, da, da. But they're still not necessarily trusting the situation, understanding what they're watching. They're just seeing somebody that there's a problem with, and he's doing this. And so I hate to say it, and I don't want to make it a black and white thing, but being a black person, you are always on your guard on what people are doing and how they plan on using things. So he's hitting his head and crying. In a lot of people's minds, you'd probably be thinking, what are you trying to say? Like, I didn't do nothing to you. What's going on? Like, you're already on defense trying to plead, you're like, figure out, like, bro, you did it to yourself. Why are you hitting your head? Why are you running? Like, you're already trying to justify a situation rather than look deeper into seeing what's causing his problem. And it sounds wrong, but we don't always have the luxury of finding out what's the problem. A lot of times we are on defense trying to just be like, yo, I did nothing to you. Why are you acting like this? Rather than, are you okay? I'm just saying. Now, it did warm my heart when the other situation, when the lady came around and hugged her, because that's the way it should be. Honestly, that's legit the way it should be. And the worst part is, I've had this conversation with you before. There's two sides of me. There's the side of me, I would love to be that person. If I would have seen someone having a mental breakdown, to go like, are you okay? Give them a hug. But the other side of me is, whether it's from media, news, that's afraid to approach people because I don't want to be looked at aggressive or that I'm doing something wrong. So if I was in that same supermarket with that lady, I'd still be like, yo, like, can somebody call somebody for her or help her? Like, because I would not be willing to put my life or freedom in jeopardy of just, I know it sounds wrong, but approaching a random white lady going through something and asking her if she wants a hug. It's a mental programming that the world has given us. It sucks, but it's real. So although I get what you're saying, it sucked. I really didn't like what the two black men were doing. Well, the black man was doing with the dude at the hotel. I didn't like what I was seeing, but I'd be lying if I said I kind of didn't understand it. Just because if you're in the middle of a dispute, just because one person cuts away doesn't mean that your mind isn't still there. He probably honestly didn't know what he was watching at that moment.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Okay, and that's fine to not know what you're watching.
Mhm.
But you continued recording, and that's fine. Like, he is sobbing now. Like, okay, the human part of you, and you're all human, so you could have been like, okay, obviously something is wrong. He's bawling his
But you're
eyes
still
out. He
on
said, "You
defense,
ruined my
though.
life."
I know you, and that's why you're still on defense. The dude saying you ruined my life, and he's crying. You're still like, yo, I didn't do nothing to you, man. What's wrong with you? Like you're still trying to fight whatever he's saying rather than actually listening to what he's saying. You know, like you
And I get what
okay.
you're saying, but I mean, at the same time, like, okay, you know what? It's one of those things. Like, okay, if you've ever worked in retail,
Yeah.
when you go into a retail store and you take out, say, a shirt, I'm gonna say 8 times out of 10,
Mm-hmm.
you'll fold back the shirt and put it back where you got it from,
Yeah.
because you knew what it was like to have to fold back all the stuff, or people who just take stuff out and just throw it places. You're just like, why would you do that? Like, you
Yeah.
work in retail, you know how it is. Why
Yeah.
would you do that? And they're just like, well, who cares? They get paid to do it. And you're just like, they're two different mindsets.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know what it's like to be on the receiving end of people blaming you for stuff. And it's like, you're just following rules. You're following whatever's happening. You
Yeah.
did not make the mistake. There is a
I
mistake that's
agree.
made. I get it. And you are upset. I get that as well. But you
I
have to
agree.
understand, like, everybody is in, like, fight or flight mode.
Yeah.
So at this point, like, all right, you already know, like, I'm trying to help you. Like, I'm trying to tell you, like, okay, I didn't do it. Like, whatever. And you're, well, you guys, you. And after a while, it's like, okay, I know you don't mean me personally, because whatever.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, it's like, the customer is always right.
Yeah.
So you're trying to be as professional as you can be.
Yeah.
And you're trying to say, like, I did not do this. But you can't, like,
Yeah. Can't
be
be
all the way real with
aggressive.
people. Like, look,
Exactly.
I didn't do this, okay? Like, I'm trying to help you. I
Yeah.
want to, like, people will take that, oh, you're being the, and it's like, people want to fight for that. So it's just like, okay. So he's trying to handle it as best as he can. But now this person's whatever. And it's just like, you're starting to get frustrated. And it's just like, oh, there's nothing I can do. Punch the screen. Okay, cool. So now it's like, I get what you're saying, because now in their mind, it's like, oh, you want to fight. You want to punch something. Take out the phone, record, just in case he comes lunging after me. I get it. But now he's still, and now you're antagonizing me. Like, I'm trying to calm down and trying to fix whatever issue. Oh, what were you saying now? What were you saying now? It's like, look, whatever. Like, I'm still trying to fix your issue. And it's like, now you're pushing for it. Like,
Yeah.
just leave
I
it.
get you, but you're already again.
But hold on, no.
Okay.
Hold on, sorry. What I was saying was, because I've been there,
Mhm.
so I know how people will feel. So
Yeah.
if I was in a situation where I'm upset about something, now, I mean,
Yeah.
it takes a lot for me to get upset. But I mean, if I was upset about something,
Yeah.
and now, say I was at the hotel, and they messed up my thing, you guys messed up, blah, blah, blah. Not to say like, I'm pretty sure you've gone to a hotel and they messed up your thing, you speak to them and they fix it. Or
Yeah.
if they don't fix it, you speak to the manager,
Exactly.
get a number, somebody will fix it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, hey, they speak to you and they tell you whatever. So now if I'm there and I'm like, you messed up, whatever, and they're telling me there's nothing they can do, and I'm like, well, no, there's something somebody has to do because you guys messed up. And now he punches the screen, so I'm like, yo, pull out your phone and record this just in case, whatever. And I'm like, okay, so you're punching screens now? Like, what's going on? Like, yo, you guys messed up, like, blah, blah, blah. And now he just starts, and he's like, and he starts crying. He's like, you ruined my life. At that point, that's when I will be like, okay, you know what? Keep recording. I'm not saying stop recording. But at that point, I'd be like, okay, you know what? My human kicked in. Let me go check. Like, hey, like, you know what? Like, it wasn't that. I didn't want you to feel like, yo, come, talk to me. Like,
I'm not going to go check. I am not going nowhere near that person at that moment, because again, the whole point is you're very, I see you're very trusting, in which that's a good quality, but I'm not that trusting. I at that moment, you're freaking out. I don't know what's going on. And I'm like, bruh, listen, you're punching screens right now. You're wilding out. You're crying. You're saying, I ruined your life. I do nothing to you. Like, what's it like? Again, it still might come off as aggressive in actuality. Like, even though you're trying to plead your case right now, like, I did nothing to you. Like, you gonna call plead? What's up? I did, like, that's where your mind goes. I understand you might not. You might go over there and talk to him, hug him. Me, I'm just like, bro, listen, we ain't fight. You're the one that hit your head on the screen. You're the one that punched the screen. You're the one that's saying, I did nothing to you. That's how I'd be fighting my case. That's why I'm saying it's watching it over, you clearly see what's happening. But in the moment, I think it's a lot harder to separate when from you guys having an argument to him breaking. Like to just know, like, okay, he's not trying to trick me or call the police on me right now. He's just having a breakdown. I think that we have a luxury of watching it over and seeing what happened. I think in the moment he was probably just like, bro, you're not tricking me right now. I'm over here. You're like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not touching you. You over there. Da, da, da. That's so I'm just saying.
And I mean, like I said, I get it, but I mean, me personally, because I know what it's like. I've been on all sides of everything. So I mean, I know how he feels. I know how the customers feel. I know how everybody feels. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I personally, if I was there and that was happening, it's like, okay, cool. You know what? Squash whatever was happening. Like, yo, let's make sure you're okay. Like, and like I said, what you're saying, like, I don't know if you're trying to set me up or whatever. Like, once again, we don't have that luxury to just be all willy-nilly and be like, hey, let's just do this, whatever. When the pandemonium was happening, like in the beginning or whatever, I was driving. And I was driving by a bus stop and I saw somebody like pass out on the floor. So I saw the person and I mean, there were cars driving by, but nobody stopping. So I like pulled over and I got out of my car and I walked over to the person because from me driving, the quick glance, I thought it was an old lady who passed out and was on the floor. So now I pulled over, came out the car, wearing my gloves, mask. And when I got closer, I realized it wasn't an old lady. It was a young lady. Then I saw the bottle of vodka. And I was like, this person was drinking. Like, I thought, I'm glad it wasn't, but I thought they passed. So I was just like, okay, something needs to happen. So I was like, let me check and just make sure. So when I saw it, I was like, okay, and not that it was better, but I was like, okay, they're passed out. So now I'm like, hey, you okay? You okay? And then I saw the person moving, so I'm like, okay, they're fine. So I'm like, do you need help? Like, I'm trying, and then the police pulled up. And now, I know I didn't do anything, but I get what you're saying about we don't have the luxury to be like, so now the police pull up, and now they come and they're like, what's going on? But I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And they're like, do you know her? And I'm like, no. They're like, okay, well, you can go. I'm like, thank you. And I just left because I was like, I don't want to be part of it more than I need to be.
Exactly.
You guys are here, take care of it. But that's my thing. Like, I can't just sit around and watch something happening. So
I'm not saying I would not do if I see someone hurting or in distress, I wouldn't try to help. What I'm saying is
when you're in that mode, like it's
exactly a high tension situation. It's very difficult to find out whether somebody is having a mental breakdown or if they're, this is a situation that you could get blamed for. Again, just like how when the police pulled up on you, you weren't sure if I'm going to get blamed for trying to help somebody.
Exactly.
And so, yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, hey, I know my heart. God knows my heart. So even if I did get in trouble for it, I mean, or they tried to get me in trouble for it, I'd be like, you know what? Okay, we'll have to go do something about this because I know what I did and I know what I didn't do. So,
or maybe you can stop trying to help passed out white ladies. But
no, with all that being said, mental health, it's a serious thing.
Yes.
I'm not saying I know all the numbers and resources. I mean, in an earlier episode, we spoke about if you guys have to talk to somebody, need to talk to somebody, you can talk to us. But I mean, we're not professionals.
No.
But I mean, if you just want to talk it out, hey, we're here. But if you do need a number to call, there's a 1-888 number, a toll-free number.
We'll put it right here.
It's the Chopra Treatment Center.
Yeah.
It's with depression and trauma therapy, recovery, detox, healing from PTSD, trauma, depression, anxiety, emotional. It's 1-888-802-3001. Once again, 1-888-802-3001. 3001.
Yeah.
Or if you're living in the Toronto area, there's CAMH, the Center for Addiction and Mental Health. You can always check yourself in there. They are there, experts willing to help you.
Again, just know you're not in this alone, and it's better to get help if need be. There's no shame. Everybody needs help sometimes.
Please check on your friends, especially your strong friends or your happy friends, because they're the ones who need it the most. Like, even therapists need therapists. So, even though you can go to them and you can tell them your problems, you may be going through stuff, and you may think, you know what, they're solid, they're always happy, they're always smiling. Those are the ones who have the most hurt, but they just internalize it. So check on them. And when I say check on these people, I don't mean just, hey, yo, you good? Like, yo, are you really good? Like, you can talk to them. Even if they don't want to talk to you the first, second, fifth time, eventually they're going to know, hey, you're there to listen to them. You're there to help them.
Yeah.
Hey, they may open up to you and tell you things that you never expected. Like, just check on your peoples,
Be
man.
there for them.
Check on your peoples.
Yeah. And again, be there for yourself too, man. Listen to yourself. Listen to your mind. Listen to your body. And again, make sure you have time for yourself. If you aren't feeling right, if you feel as though something is not right, get the help that's needed. You don't always, it is strong to get help. It is strong to ask for help. So, this thing I saw on the internet, because the internet, Yandy Smith and Mendeecees,
The internet, cuz.
internet, but Yandy Smith and Mendeecees on Love and Hip. Well, originally from Love and Hip Hop. Now they were on the show called Couples Retreat. If you don't know the backstory, Mendeecees ended up going to jail. He got an 8-year sentence, but ended up serving 5 years and 3 months. And during that time, Yandy stayed with him, stayed strong, took care of the kids, took care of the family. Now, during this couple retreat show, Mendeecees was asked if it was the roles were reversed and Yandy had to go to jail and serve that time, would he be able to stay there, stay strong, and stay faithful to her? And his answer was he doesn't know, honestly. He really just doesn't know. Now, I've been seeing a lot of stuff on the internet basically saying, how you might as well have just lied and told her, like, of course I would. Like, it's not the case, not the situation. Why would you do that to her and have her second guessing her decision? I just want to get your opinion on that situation, whether you think he should have lied or told her the truth, or what in a situation like that.
No, the truth shall set you free, man. Like, why lie about it? I mean, he's being truthful. Like, I mean, I understand this also could be for ratings, because if they were behind closed doors, they're like, oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we don't know, but I mean, if that's his truth, that's his truth. Why would he like? Why would I have to lie to you? Like, it's the truth. Like, some people are built for it, some people aren't. Like, if God forbid I had to go to jail, I'm not saying I would want my girl to sit here and wait for me. I would appreciate it and I would love it. But if she decided, you know what, I can't do this, I got to do what I got to do. Hey, I'm not mad at her, because you know what, I got myself in trouble. I got myself put away. I can't be there to take care of her, the family. So I get it. But I mean, if roles were reversed and she had to go away, it's like, you know what, like Papoose and Remy Ma, how he held her down. Like, she was gone for a minute. He stayed, took care of things. She came home. It was what it was. But people are built different. Like, he's not going to lie about it. Like, he could have been tempted. He could have been sleeping around. He could have been doing other things. We don't know. He doesn't know. So this is why lie about it? Like, you held him down. He came home. Y'all are still together. That's it. Like, why are we living with the what ifs? Let's just live in the now. Like, it didn't happen the other way around. So fortunately for us, we don't have to figure out if I would have stayed, or if I would not have stayed, or if I would have slept around, or we don't have to find any of that stuff out, because that didn't happen. And I hope and I pray that never happens.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, what we do know is I went, well, not I, but
He went.
he went away.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mendeecees went away. She held him down. He came home. And hey, they're doing couples retreat, trying to work on stuff, make things happen, be happy. Like,
Yeah.
that's what you guys should be worrying about now. Don't listen to what everybody else is saying. Who cares? It's you guys. You guys are in a relationship. People are just here for the excitement, the joy, the entertainment, but they don't care about your life. They don't care about your relationship. Like, if you guys break up, people are like, oh, and they're on to the next celebrity. To work on yourselves, man. That's my opinion.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Like, I fully agree. I actually think he did the right thing by saying the truth, because it's real. It's like, at the end of the day, I don't know this to be for certain, but if they would have asked Yandy a year before he ended up going to jail, hey, for 5 years, if you went to jail for 5 years, would you stay loyal? Like, she probably would have been like, I don't know. Like, that's just a real answer. You can't say, like, for him, he's just like, and if anything, the way at least I took it, you probably give the person you're with even that much more credit and respect. Like, just be like, yo, you did that for me. I don't know if I could have even been that strong to, you know what I mean, held you down like that. And you were willing to do that for me. And you might just, at that point, give the person the undying loyalty. But the whole point is, you said, would you have been able to do that for me? Like, not will you do that for me? You said, would you have done that for me? So would I? I don't know if I would have. Now, I'm sure his answer would be different, because he knows how, devoted she is. That he's like, hell yeah. At least the way I would see it. But you're asking him before everything, would you stay just, if you knew 5 years I was going away, would you be like, I don't know. And
Because
I can't
in your
blame
mind,
him.
you're like, yo, 5 years is a long time. Like, to not be with
Exactly.
anybody else, like, and not for anything, but like, for me to be lonely and single because of you, I don't want to say your stupidity, but for the things that you've done. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm gonna sit here and be by myself because you decided to do stuff and get yourself put away. So I can understand that. But I mean, at the end of the day, he was being honest.
And I appreciate the honesty. I majority of the time, unless again you have a Papoose and Remy Ma relationship, and even Remy Ma has said in the past, like, she was shocked that he really stayed down like that. The whole point is that asking, like you said, you appreciate it, but it's difficult to really ask somebody to be devoted to you for that. Like, you can't really be upset with somebody for moving on with their lives. And so therefore his answer was, I think, was just trying to be as truthful as possible and putting himself in that position back then, 5 years ago, of being like, would I have been? Like, realistically, who knows? And he possibly could have been, but possibly not. Like, you only know what people are made of when they're going through it. So
exactly.
I respect Yandy. I respect Papoose. I respect anybody that's gone through it and still stayed down and held their partner down. But there's so many that haven't done that, and in some of these situations, they're not wrong for it. So yeah. So like I said, I agree with you. I appreciate his honesty, where a lot of people are saying you might as well fly it. I think that would have been the worst situation. You might as well be real about it and give her flowers while you're doing it. I don't know if he did or will do, but just be like, now I'll stay with you for everything. It's just
exactly.
Remember, follow us on all platforms. YouTube, Cuz the Internet, Instagram, Cuz the Internet, TikTok, Cuz the Internet, our Gmail account, Cuz the Internet, CuzTheNternet at Gmail. And remember, like, share, subscribe .com. And remember, like, share, and subscribe. Leave us a comment if there's anything you want to hear us talk about, or if you just have any feedback on our episodes. We do look forward to hearing. Once again, I'm your host, Trey.
And I'm your Jose. And remember, if it's on the internet, we may talk about it. Hey, you.
All right.